Namaste, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for coming to this annual congregation meeting 2023, and also those who are online here. Um, the annual congregation meeting, most of you have attended it. It's more, it's like to just summarize all the activities and also to inform our devotees and donors about all activities and also the financial status and in general what's going on at the center, just to bring everybody on the same page. So we have an agenda and usually we just follow that, and it's not a long meeting. There's a lot of things, but it's fast paced. So I hope you don't sign off or don't get bored. But I'll request Brother Shankara to offer the starting prayer.
O Lord, take our hands. O Lord, take our hands. Without thee we may fall. Without thee we may fall. O Lord, lead us on. O Lord, lead us on. Without thee we may stray. Without thee we may stray. O Lord, fill our hearts. O Lord, fill our hearts. Without thee we may fall. Thou art our all in all. Thou art our all in all. Without thee we may fall. O dearly beloved Lord, lead us forward, guide us to do the work of sustaining and maintaining your center of spiritual education and worship. It is thy mission, as expressed by Swami Vivekananda. We are part of that mission. Jai Thakur Ma, Jai Swamiji, Jai Jai, all those who are involved in this work. And may you bless us and lead us, and may we be in that spirit every moment of our deliberations and our reporting. Jai Thakur Ma.
I would like request Brother Shankara to offer a loving, prayer in loving memory of our two board members who are not here anymore with us, and they were very critical in growth of our center for years and years. Pranab Lahariji and Tom Couch. So if Brother Shankara can say a few words.
Dearly beloved Lord, you have these are your devotees. They were both your own. They were your own. You have them in your loving and protective embrace, you and Mother. There can be no question of this. So their loss to us is only a gain to them, because now they are no longer in the limited and conditioned way that we are as embodied beings. We celebrate that. We celebrate their liberation. We celebrate their joy in being with thee. Though we miss them, and we do miss them, they are thine, and you are the author of everything, the essence of everything, including these two blessed beings that are no longer with us. Jai Thakur Ma, Jai Pranab, Jai Tam Couch.
Thank you, brother. Now I ask Swayam Tyagi, our new secretary, to read minutes of meeting from last year annual congregation meeting. If you can come over here and read our.
Do I have to sit?
Well,
That's fine.
you don't have to sit on it for like, yeah, go on.
Namaste, good morning, everybody.
Namaste.
I'm not new. Naveen means new, so he's the new one. But the last meeting of the annual congregation was held in person and via Zoom on May 15th, 2022. Shailesh Pawar, the board president, opened the 2022 annual meeting of the congregation by welcoming all the attendees who were present in person at the center after 2 years of virtual meetings due to COVID, as well as those continuing to attend virtually. Brother Shankara, our resident minister, offered an opening prayer. Shailesh Pawar gave a brief summary of the purpose of the annual meeting and introduced the current volunteer board members. Sujata Dhanabalan, secretary, read the minutes of the annual meeting held on May 16th, 2021. Shailesh Pawar then offered the president's report in which he thanked the board members, volunteers, Seva Saturday participants, devotees Aditya Chaturvedi and Rita Matthews and others for doing their services during pujas, chandi chanting and other such events. He thanked Cindy Craven for her various activities around the center's online presence. Shailesh thanked Brother Shankara personally and on behalf of the center for being our spiritual lead and appreciated Brother Shankara's continued efforts in offering weekday and weekend classes and lectures despite facing some health challenges. These have helped the congregation stay connected during the pandemic. Shailesh thanked Brother Shankara for arranging guest speakers for the talks and retreats. He thanked all the guest speakers as well as the devotees who attended these sessions. He encouraged everyone to attend the classes and talks as much as possible as a way of connecting, sharing, and growing together spiritually. Shailesh expressed deep gratitude for the donations the center receives from one and all, which keep the center functioning for the benefit of so many. Naveen Tyagi, treasurer, offered the treasurer's report. He reported that the center is meeting its goal of 3 months worth of operational cash flow. He presented financial data trend for 2018, 19, and 20 and 21, pre-pandemic and when the center was closed for the pandemic. While the trend for expenditure has remained more or less the same during the data period, the revenue has shown a downward trend. He stated that overall, however, the center is in a pretty good shape financially. He also thanked all the donors. Some question and answer and discussion followed about the various methods for donation. Pros and cons were brought forth and some guidelines were suggested. Cindy Craven then offered a communications committee report. She reminded that in March 2020, a YouTube channel was started and the talks and classes from the Zoom meetings were uploaded to that channel rather than just putting them on our website. She presented numbers that showed remarkable viewership from subscribers and non-subscribers, some of whom have now joined our Zoom classes and have become regular members of our family. Facebook continues to engage subscribers. Our e-newsletter subscriptions continue to rise, and we are above the industry standard in our open rate. Cindy also keeps the website up to date with user-friendly alterations to make navigation easy. The center's decision to continue Zooming was applauded as this helps to keep this family together and enables out-of-towners and others who are unable to attend in person for various reasons. Elizabeth Yates then offered a maintenance report. An old carpet was changed out in Brother Shankara's bedroom that has helped improve his respiratory symptoms significantly. Repair works were done in Brother Shankara's bathroom and a loud exhaust fan was replaced in the residence retreat restroom. A fan was put to keep the grate in the floor on the porch ventilated. We also have regular pest control now. Bricks from the old chimney were saved, and devotees John Gano and Ross McIntyre designed a lovely patio between Adrian Street and the chapel without any cost to the center. Cable TV was discontinued, and extenders were put in the chapel and retreat residents that work in harmony with Comcast, which gives faster service and is cheaper. Brother Shankara offered the resident minister's report. He acknowledged and thanked the attendees in the room and on Zoom. He spoke about the final farewell ceremony offered to Swami Yogeshananda on April 24th at the Trabuco Monastery. Brother Shankara said that the model and momentum set by Swami Yogeshananda continues to work here, offering spiritual education based on Swami Vivekananda's stated mission to the West. Brother Shankara reiterated what the preceding speaker said about the center being financially and otherwise successful and stable, and has continued to grow even during the pandemic. He also reminded that the center remains open for the personal use of people who wish to come and practice meditation or other spiritual activities. He concluded with a prayer to the Divine Being as our Mother and Father for peace, love, and protection. Board of Trustees election. Tom Couch offered the following slate for election to the Board of Trustees for the year 2022-2023. Tom Couch, Shailesh Pawar, Neena Guzeta, Elizabeth Yates, Naveen Tyagi, and Balkrishna Nuli to be re-elected as trustees for 1 year. Cindy Craven and Sujata Dhanbalan, previously elected, still have 1 year left to serve. This slate has 8 members. The bylaws allow for 9 members to serve on the board of directors. Anyone wanting to volunteer could approach Brother Shankara to discuss further. The above slate of 8 was put forward as a motion by Tom Couch. The motion was passed by members present at the meeting. Question and answer. A question was raised from a devotee about COVID precautions. Information about the role of vaccines and use of masks was provided, and anyone wishing for updated information was advised to read the newsletter or visit the website. End of the meeting, Brother Shankara gave details about the upcoming visit of Swami Sarva Devananda Ji, followed by a closing prayer. The meeting was adjourned by Shailesh Pawar. Thank you.
It was kind of comprehensive. Thank you. Well done. I think Sujata did a very good job of writing down the whole minutes, and you also presenting it. Just gives a good idea about what happened last year and also in the meeting. So, if you're hearing carefully, you know what I said in my last year's meeting. So I'm going to exactly say the same thing. So actually, I don't need to, but anyway. I'm going to introduce with our board members. These are voluntary positions. Any board members here, please stand up. So I think we have Dr. Balakrishna Nuli here online, and Saranji, and thank you so much. These are all voluntary positions, and I would like to especially thank Naveen Tyagi, being a treasurer, because he does the most heavy lifting, and also Sujata ji, who is not here, but she was the secretary last year. And these 2 positions do the most heavy lifting, more work than anyone, other than Brother Shankar on the board does. And then, so MG will have that job now to take care of it. So thank you so much. I would like to thank all the donors, because without them, we would not be performing so well financially. So when I say that, I would like to also especially thank Dr. Raj Miniar, who gave a decent donation this year. And that what happens is, when we get a little bigger donation, is that it helps us to increase our reserve. And so when we have any downturn in financial in the market or economy, we always have that cushion. So that's always good. I would like to thank all the devotees who come here and provide service. You both of you come and take care of the shrine, or Aditya, who does the puja, or Brahmadas, or several devotees who come here on the Seva Saturday. So thank you so much for all the work you all do. And I would like to thank Cindy for taking care of all the Facebook and the setting up the Zoom meetings and other things. We do compensate her a little bit, but she, I think, goes beyond that. And works and takes care of all these, because the online presence has been really helpful for our centers to survive, and sustain, and then also grow. So that's very important, and you're spot on with all that, keeping everything, and also the recording which is uploaded on YouTube. So thank you so much. I would like, so there we be talking about online classes. We have, Brother Shankara has some condition where he cannot read, so I'm going to thank the readers, because I attend the Tuesday class. I'm going to thank Haima Naidu ji, and I hope she's here online. But she is a very good reader on Tuesday class, which I attend, and then Soemji, who reads is a reader on the Wednesday class, and then I do not attend on Saturday. I don't know who reads it. It's probably I don't know. I mean, it's Brother Shankar or Brahmadas, but thank you so much for whoever is doing that reading. And finally, I would like to thank Brother Shankara for being there with all his health issues. He is still able to function and offer all these classes. Tuesday class, Wednesday class, then we have a Saturday class, and also Sunday talk he provides. And he's always here. If you need any spiritual counseling, he'll always be here, and that's what he does. So thank you so much for that. And last but not least, most important, I would like to thank Swami Sarvadevanandaji for providing the leadership. And I was not here last time, but he came here, I think, right after the annual meeting we had, and I couldn't meet him. But talking about him, I went to India last year, right after the annual meeting, the next weekend, and I think 5th of June I went to Belur Math, and I officially provided our request as a center, and I met General Secretary Maharaj Swami Suviranandaji at the Belur Math headquarters, and I gave I just spoke to him, and I offered a small sheet of information of our center, and a request to consider grace our center by including in the Ramakrishna order, and just and the meeting went very well. He was very, very receptive, and so we will see what happens. But it's a very long long process, and hopefully we will have something positive. But we have to do this every few years. If anyone is going to Belur Math, all the devotees here, and if you just go and meet any of the swamis there and say, we are from Atlanta, we have a wonderful center here which is not part of the order, please bless us, at least sending few swamis from India. And obviously Brother Shankara has a good network, and he talks to Swami Sarvadevan and other swamis who usually come here and visit us. But if you get someone from India, that will be also nice, as a visiting swami or someone, so thank you so much. And so that's all I have right now, and we will go ahead with the meeting, and I'm going to request Navin Tyagi, our treasurer, to provide a financial report. I think there is a sheet which which you should be having, so you can use that. Thank you.
Namaste everyone present here as well as on the Zoom. I'm Navin Tyagi. So I will be short. Presenting this State of the Center financial report for this year, 2023. I have created this spreadsheet on the Zoom right now. I don't have to share, but I don't know if you guys, okay, I will try to show the numbers, because all numbers, so don't get lost with numbers. I try to keep it in a very small way to present the flow of how the funds are coming and going out of the center. So that gives a picture where we stand. And I compare to last 4 years to show a trend, how during this COVID, 2019, 20, 21, and 22, how we had been performing. And then after that, in the top, I have given the bank statements where we stand today. So if you the first column, we have in checking 16,329 and in saving 56,047.24. So total is 72,000 $376, which is in cash right now in the Bank of America. This includes the big funding we received last year, as Shailesh mentioned. So that's why this amount sounds, but we received that amount in 22. So you see the 22 total was also 68,132. The first number which I gave, 72,000, is as of last evening. So it's the current number where we are. We ended year 22 with 68,132. We started that where we ended in 21, 10,353. So you see in 21, our total in savings as well as in checking was 10,000. In 22, the total was 12,000. And 2019, the total was 16,000. So if you, that gives some idea how 16, 12, 10. Then we got this funding. So that created a good cushion for us, and we got some of the work done during that year, which was pending for the want of funds. We also have 3 CDs in Bank of America, which total is around 21,000. The CDs are split into 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year, 13 months, 25 months, and 37 months maturing. 2 of them are maturing this year, 5,000 amounts, and the third one, which has 10,713, will be maturing in 25. About this funding, we are also talking Charles Schwab and the Bank of America. So taking like about at least 50,000 from the funding we received last year and putting into some CD. In Bank of America and Charles Schwab, we talked, on average, the rate is about like 3.95 to 4%. So that will at least make some. So we decided out of 69,000, we spent some money in construction. So 50,000 will be a good amount to, we can put safely aside in a CD so that we don't need that cash, as well as keep some cushion for some emergent work. Building actually looks like maintenance work last year has shown some of the work just come unexpectedly where we need some good amount of money. So that way it'll be good to have some cushion in the savings, cash available. So this was a picture of the cash flow in hand. Now let's going back to some of the details. You see the first line is $69,820.39 was the check received from Dr. Minyar's organization. It was non-profit organization, business to business transfer, so I did not include them in the normal, our general donations. I kept it as a separate category. Then you say that interest, dividends, the total donations received were and the bookstore sales. So total donations was 29,763 in 2022. In 21, the total was 35,000. In 2020, the total was 47,000. And 2019, the total was 32. So you can see the donations have gone down a little bit, but I will still say, considering 29,000 is kind of we are still under the water here. We are not meeting. 29,000 was not enough to meet our annual expense. So if we had not gotten that amount, we were in negative last year. Bookstore did pretty good actually. My counting shows 1,002. 2021 was 700. 2020, I don't know, it was 350, but I think there was somewhere something was missed. And 2019, it was 1,146 bookstore. So the total revenue, if we go, we say 34 in 19, 47 in 20, 36K in 21, and in 22, including those 69,000, we got 100,000. Expenses wise, it's reverse thing. Inflation showing its effect here. So we see 2019 is a 30,000 total expenditure, and 2020 it was 34. 2021 it was 35.5, and then on 22 it was 42.80. But this 42 also include the maintenance work we got done in one of the bathroom, which we converted from half bath to full bath. This is not a new construction, so I did not put into the new asset. It was already existing when we renovated. We renovated bathroom, some electrical work, and all those. So that is also included as an expenditure. So
Naveen,
yeah,
we had two items, right? We renovated the electricals wiring, which was at the bottom of the home, and
yes,
so that part we did. And then also we renovated the bathroom, which is now the visiting from here, whoever
Right.
stays there, it's really uppish and it's
Yes,
new, so
yes.
it's comfortable to use. So
Right.
those are the two items. Those were the two different expenses, right?
Right.
How much was those? Like 8,000 something? What?
Let me see. I have somewhere the number.
Yeah, it had a shower.
Total repair and maintenance, bathroom and electrical and any other AC work, couple of times got done and all those things. The total was 13,642 we spent on maintenance work.
Is the maintenance going up every year, or this was renovation, that's why we see a big jump in?
Yeah, this was jump because of the
Okay,
renovation work.
thank you.
And I think renovation was also considered because we had some funding. But we discussed this thing in the finance committee meeting, whether we can go ahead with the renovation work or not. Yes, so yes, it's 42,000. At 13 is because of the maintenance work.
What was the 42,000?
Total expenditure.
Oh, total expense.
Yeah, the whole, how much money went out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And thank you, Sadanandaji, for the bookstore sales. It looks like that's going up. Can you hear it? I don't think so you can hear.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm sorry.
What?
Bookstore.
So the last line here is the net. What we have is, like I said, in 22, it shows 57. We had received an amount of 69, so that 12. If we had not received that amount, that shows we have spent 12,000 out of that money. Anyway, and all this thing is shown in this graph picture. I have put nice small graph here, if you guys can see it. It shows, right, the leftmost column is the current, and the rightmost is 2019, which shows how our total revenue, expenditure, and the net. Anybody has any question? I think that's it. I have more details, but I don't think in this meeting. We discuss most of the details in finance committee meeting or in the board meeting. Anybody has any question? Yeah, please.
Well, I guess you're aware of this and you're about to change it, but we're losing about $3,000 a year in interest by having the money sit in Bank of America with no interest. Because we can get around, over 4% now.
Yes. Yes, we are, and that's why we are discussing where to put that money. And it will be going for how long it will be putting. So Dr. Newley and me discussed with Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab also has, they basically offered the CDs as one way for us to go.
Right.
But when you go, my point was, Charles Schwab don't have their own. They also go out and shop for the different banks. All right.
CDs at Charles Schwab, you can get around 4%.
Yeah, 4% generally, that's what it is. API, 4%, even in the Bank of America also, I was
okay.
checking 4% it gives, total API. So annual interest is 3.95 or something like that. So I was debating, probably we will have just after this next week or something, a finance committee meeting, that should we go open new account in some another bank in Charles Schwab? My doubt is then Charles Schwab will be putting that money into some other couple of banks they showed us was the regional banks. And you know regional banks, what's going on right now. So to me, it is kind of risky. I will not advise. These are my thoughts coming up. I have not discussed with the finance committee right now. So yes, we are losing money, but you see the CD we have been earning 10,000, 20,000 sitting and hardly earn $900 for the whatever interest was there. And I would, as a treasurer, I will not like to be a deciding person what should a person do. My
Can
job.
This is Gaurav. I'm obviously remote. One quick suggestion, like if we are scared or if we are worried about the liquidity of the cash, can we like put the money in high yield savings account? That way they are paying good interest too. Like if you do American Express, it's like 3.85 and you still get the interest and still have the liquidity at the same time. I think Citi has that option too. So if we are kind of balancing whether we want liquid cash available or
Are those the money market account you're talking about?
yes, online savings account. Yeah, they are money market.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah, that's true. But these are the things we will discuss in a finance committee meeting, and whatever decided, I will implement or do that work.
Okay, it's just a suggestion. So.
Yeah, it's well taken. Thank you. And we had been talking money markets. We talked to Charles Schwab also about money market funds. I don't see there was that much of an interest. The best interest we got was a suggestion from Charles Schwab was for the CDs, and that's what we came back to CD thing. Previously, suggestion was made to put into some kind of treasury bonds or something. There was.
So the trade-off is between liquidity of the cash and the illiquidity. So if you put
True, and that is why we are taking like about 50,000 to put maybe in somewhere fixed investments. So we still have a good amount of cash as a liquid cash in our hands. And also one of the CDs, that's why we renew only annual. So that just in case something happens, if we have to take out, we're not going to lose much of that. That's why we build a tier like 13 months or 25 months or 37 months. So if we have to liquidate something, we just lose a little bit interest from that. Those kind of stepping things, generally financial advisor, they suggest that way. Charles Schwab also suggested the same way. Instead of putting 50,000 in one place and lock it for 37 months, if you make it like a 10, 20, and 30 like that. So just in case if you need later on. Any other questions? Yes, good questions.
We'll definitely.
Naveen,
Yeah.
this has been brought up before, but I just wonder if the board could reconsider the possibility of selling of the BP stock. I'll just put that out there.
Yes, where were we on that? I think we discussed about that.
I think we sold it, right? We took care of it.
Oh, looks
I
like
just
it's,
mentioned
looks
it.
like it's gone, okay,
Yeah.
for in 22, so that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did not receive, any
Because you had asked me
dividend.
to sign something and I sent it to you.
Okay, okay. So
I mailed it actually.
You
Something.
did it.
I don't remember. But that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that, I see, yeah.
Yeah, we did not receive any dividend, and I thought, did we reinvested it? That's why we didn't get this thing. Because sometimes you reinvest and you don't get the dividend and check
I
later.
think it was a gift originally, wasn't it?
Right, yeah,
Has BP done some good work or they are still doing bad work?
I know.
So, sorry.
So sorry about that.
No problem. Shailesh, you had some question?
We'll definitely, what Gaurav suggested and then
Yeah.
what Tom is talking about, we'll definitely have
Right.
a meeting, a finance committee meeting right away.
Yeah,
And we'll look at all the options,
yes,
So,
right. Good, so that was from my side. Anybody has any question? Otherwise, thank you very much. And
Thank you, Naveen.
who's next? Yep.
Very good.
Very thorough.
Unless you were gonna have.
No. Yeah, just go ahead.
Uh-oh. Hi, friends. It just says my battery is draining rapidly. We don't want to go away. Well, let me do something about, okay. Thank y'all for coming here in person. It's good to see y'all. And on our Zoom here, everybody. I'm Cindy Craven, and I'm just going to let you know a little bit about communications for the past year, which is basically all of our online presence, which is our website and our newsletter that we send out usually once a week, which you can subscribe to if you're not subscribed, our Facebook page, and is that it? Oh, and our YouTube channel, which is really, really important. So just a few nerdy statistics here. Our e-newsletter, last year we had 681 subscribers. This year we have 695. It's a little bit of an increase, not as huge as it has been in recent years. But that includes the fact that people do unsubscribe regularly, people who are no longer interested, which is a good thing because that means we maintain what they call a clean list, meaning most of the people it goes to, they actually want to see the newsletter. Our open rate is an average of 41% of the people who are subscribed actually open it when they get it, which is way above average. So that's about the same. It's a little better than it was last year, but about the same. And our Facebook page, in 2022, we had 549 subscribers. Now we have 584, so that's gone up. We do get a lot of engagement, which means people at least look at our posts. Mostly what we post are links to the newsletter for people who may want to see what's going on here, and events. An event on Facebook is basically just our Sunday talks. So I would say we get probably the least amount of activity from Facebook, but we do get some, and people continue to subscribe to our page, so we keep that going. And the YouTube channel, which just really makes me happy, that what's happened with that, as already mentioned when Swayam read the notes from last year's meeting, I said then that we did start this channel, our YouTube channel, only in 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic, because that's when we started putting, doing Zoom and putting things on the YouTube channel. We've always put the talks going back to the early days when they started recording talks, the audio, and going back to Yogeshananda's time. But we basically it was just available to the people who came here and would come to our website. But the YouTube channel, let's see, last year at this time, we had 198 subscribers without promoting it at all. We just put the videos up and people started finding them and sharing them. So 198 last year. Now we have 318 subscribers, so that's up quite a bit. Let's see. I've got some charts and stuff too, and I will include these for anybody who's interested in this sort of thing, with the notes from this this meeting. Okay, let me see. Okay, in the last, this is the YouTube channel still, in the last 365 days, we have gained 129 subscribers. We have had 1.4 thousand hours of watch time, which is 76% more than the previous 365 days. Just in the last 28 days, we've gotten 10 subscribers. Anyway, the trend here is that it's growing exponentially. And the really nice thing is that some people just come and they look at the talks, or they look at the Sunday, they look at the Sunday talks and they look at the classes, which also go up. But we've gotten quite a few people who have found our Zoom, come to the live stream Zoom talks and basically joined this congregation by finding us through YouTube. And one project that I haven't talked to the board yet about, but I'm going to, that I would like to take with some assistance from somebody, all of the talks going back to Swami Yogeshananda's talks from the very beginning and uploading them to YouTube. Because YouTube is so much, it's easier, it promotes itself, whereas your website really doesn't. Websites, you need them, you have to have them, but things like YouTube and certain social media are actually better ways to share things with the world. And also, if something happened to me and something happened to everybody in this room and the center was no longer, all of those talks are going to stay out there forever. And if the website went down and we didn't have a website ever again, those talks would still be out there. So I would really like to get because these talks are great. Going back, we have the visiting Swami talks, the retreats, Swami Yogeshananda's talks and classes. I just would really like to see all that be uploaded.
We never know what talks will inspire whom.
That's
where.
exactly right.
After 20 years, someone may listen to something, and that's how we work. That's how all this recordings and archive will work.
Right. Yes.
Oh, well, Miss Cindy, can I just say it's tremendous.
Oh, good.
I had to say that.
So you must make use of the YouTube channel.
It's huge. It's huge. Yes, it's.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm really good. It's good to hear that. It's good to have that. That's pretty much it, other than the website. We continue to keep it up to date with whatever is going on here. We do send out the e-newsletter usually every Thursday. Sometimes we're a day early or a day late. But if you ever don't have your newsletter and you want to know what's going on, we do keep the website up to date. If there's a change, the homepage tells exactly what's going on every week. There's like a very detailed just this week calendar, plus we have the full calendar. And when we have new things pop up or there are changes, that's the first place that we update it. So if you're ever not sure, well, what's the talk this weekend, or is Save a Saturday this weekend, or has it been moved? Just go and check the website. because we do keep that up to date. And that's about it. So thank you very much. Oh, sorry, questions. Well, let's start
Okay.
here.
I
Sorry.
really relate to what you said about YouTube, that if we all drop dead tomorrow and they're on YouTube, they'll be there forever. And none of us know how long we're gonna live. We could drop dead tomorrow, so, do it right away.
Okay, I'm glad.
You're the only one that can do it.
Well, I might be training an assistant to help, because there's a lot of videos and, yeah, but yeah, Brother Shankar and I have just, it's a new project that we've just started talking about, but yeah, I do want to get started on it, immediately. Yeah. It's not hard, it's just time consuming to do. So, Uma.
I'm wondering, what's the status of American Vedantist?
American Vedantist.
Is it still being published?
Well, it hasn't in a while, and Brother Shankara and I have talked about it. We are actually trying to get out an issue. Would you like to say a few words about this, or?
Yes,
Brother Shankara?
the American Vedantist is a publication that was started by John Schlink. I took it over when he passed away. That was in 2015 when he passed away. We published irregularly, but we got issues out. But then when my health began to decline so severely a couple of years ago, there just wasn't the bandwidth, there just wasn't the energy to do it. My health has improved, but the number 78, which is the one that Cindy said we're about to get out, I think will be our last, because there just isn't the energy to do that and everything else. And there just isn't anyone that is willing and able to take it over and maintain it as John Schlink started it. If they want to start a separate publication, they're welcome, but don't take over this one and change it. So I've had conversations with people who would take it over, but they want to change it. And I say, well, thank you, but no thank you. So it's quite an editing and publication task. It is not inconsequential. It is not paid for by the center, by the way. Vedanta West Communications, which is the 501c3 that John Schlink started to underwrite these things. Vedanta West Communications pays for American Vedantists and John Schlink music and those things that are associated with Vedanta West Communications. So there's no expense to the center at all. I'm not paid for my time, so whatever time I spend on that is not taking away any revenue or any expense. There's no expense to the center. And we do intend to get out this last issue, but I think that's going to be it.
Sad to let it go.
It is sad to let it go, but well, you and I can talk about it privately, you know, but there are fewer and fewer people interested in it. I mean, it has very few subscribers.
Were there any other questions, Laurie?
Yeah, Cindy, so when somebody subscribes to the YouTube channel, are they alerted when something's uploaded?
They are, but they only if you have to be logged in. I mean, I think you have to have, in order to subscribe, you have to have a way for YouTube to communicate with you. So you have to be subscribed to YouTube, in essence. But
So
then
there's a notification option.
Yes.
When I log in and when I subscribe to Vedanta Center, there's a notification icon which I click on. And if my account is logged in, I will see a pop-up saying that, hey, new video is uploaded by this subscriber, whoever is subscribing. So that's how you get the notification. That's how I understand. I mean, I get the notifications.
It's useful if you use YouTube regularly and you log in. If you don't log in, you're just, then YouTube, you can't subscribe to someone's channel because YouTube doesn't have any way to communicate the notifications to you. So if that works. Anybody else? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Brother Shankar,
Or is there going to be a maintenance report?
will you provide a maintenance report, just a brief, whatever renovation we did?
Okay, I will.
And we can just
So
include it.
I'll move up to the podium for all of this.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'm in that use it or lose it phase, so I don't want to, I want to keep doing things as much and as long as I can. So I opened the meeting with a devotee's song. This is a Karma Yogi's song. Most of us are afraid of this world we've made, with its yes and no's and karma's blows and temptation's parade. We say it's hard and mean, a heart attack machine, but it can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Atman, believing in the Atman, seeking for the Atman. No, it can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Atman, and I shall never die. This Kali Yuga's rough, each day can be tough. Here's a homeless man in horrible pain. I think I've said enough. I know it's hard and mean, a heart attack machine, but it can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Atman, believing in the Atman, seeking for the Atman. No, it can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Atman, and I shall never die. Some folks are afraid to die. Maybe this is why they never heard these loving words as they were sighed for them. Oh, sure it's hard and mean, a heart attack machine, but it can't scare you if you're sticking with the Atman, believing in the Atman, seeking for the Atman. It can't scare you if you're sticking with the Atman, and you will never die, and I shall never die. No, we shall never die. Om Amen. Now, why sing this song? As I said, it's a Karma Yogi song. This is a way of talking about what Sri Krishna teaches us in the Gita and what Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Vivekananda promise us in their teachings. We will never die. We shall never die if we are seeking for the Atman. The body comes and goes. The Atman, both in its immediate time, space, and causation form, and its hidden or eternal form. We are that, and we shall never die. So this is one of the 4 yogas that are taught here. The Karma Yoga of Sri Krishna and Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna, as well as Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion, Raja Yoga, the yoga of meditation, and Jnana Yoga or Advaita Vedanta, the yoga of philosophy and discrimination. These 4 yogas were left to us by Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda said, be free by doing work or worship, or psychic control, or philosophy, control nature external and internal, and be free. So this is the purpose of this place. This is what we do here. It is a place of spiritual education, and we do it together. We start each meeting with the prayer that we study the art of spirituality together. And that is our intention. And that's one of the reasons that our congregation has grown, because it's not top down. You're not being lectured to, you're being talked with, not just by me, but by the other members of the congregation. And so this is what we do here. And this is how we go from week to week, month to month, year to year, speaking about these things, but not speaking to you, speaking with you. So I thank all of those who join in each week, each month, as part of our congregation and join in these conversations. Of course, none of this would happen without the fact that we have a very dedicated board of trustees, and they keep this place maintained. You've heard a couple of reports about how hard these people work to maintain our finances and our facilities. Shailesh has asked me to make a little report about maintenance to our facilities, simply because it was done under my supervision, because I'm the one who's here every day. 2 really significant things were done. We added a bathroom, we added a shower, an individual private shower, to the visiting Swami's bedroom. That bathroom was completely remodeled, and some old plumbing and a difficult situation under the house, plumbing that had been done inexpertly and so far from code that all that was done. That cost us about $9,000. But it was very successful. I hope anyone who visits here to come and talk with me will spend a moment to take a look at the visiting Swami's bedroom and that renovated bathroom, because it's really remarkably accommodating, and though it's small, it is very convenient. So I know that when Swami Sarvadevananda comes this coming month, and when Swami Sarvapriyananda comes in July, I'll talk about that in a moment, they will be very appreciative of the fact that they don't have to go elsewhere to shower, that they can do that from their own room. The second thing that was done was it was discovered that just like a lot of the plumbing had been done inexpertly and unprofessionally, the same was true of a lot of the wiring in the house. And so a very expert electrician was engaged. I'll refer him to you. Anyone who needs an electrician, please let me know, because I highly regard this man. He was referred to us, and with good reason. He did an excellent job of rewiring, doing all the necessary rewiring for $2,200. So the total of these things then was $9,000 for the bathroom, $2,200 for the electrician's work. And Naveen mentioned that the total maintenance for the year was 13,000. The rest of that was miscellaneous, this and that, nothing of any great significance. Just the things that need to be done from time to time. So that's the maintenance aspect of my report. Now, I would like to go on and thank some people individually for their service. First of all, Shailesh Pawar, our president. Those people who serve as officers of our board of trustees, the trustees elect their own officers. We elect the board of trustees, they elect their own officers. Shailesh has served now for a number of years. I've forgotten just how many, but he's doing an excellent job as our president of keeping us on track, organized, and moving forward. Naveen Tyagi serves as our treasurer. You heard from him what a lot of work this is and how many considerations there are. Our new secretary is Naveen's wife, Swayam Tyagi. Swayam is doing an excellent job as secretary. The secretary is responsible for every document that comes into this place and for corresponding with our donors, so that when donors make a donation, relatively promptly, they receive acknowledgement and thanks for that donation. Those are the primary responsibilities. Dr. Balakrishna Nuli serves as vice president. He took over that responsibility from Pranab Lahiri. And as you heard, we also lost Tom Couch during this last year. Tom had served on the finance committee and is a board member for so many years, it's lost to us, really. How many years he served on the board and served Swami Yogeshananda, and then served Swami Brahmavidyananda, and then served me when I was came on board as resident minister. So these are the people that there was a mention of finance committee. The finance committee is made up of people that the board of trustees decide for themselves, but they're doing an excellent job of keeping us well. The finances are handled so very well. I'd also like to thank, without naming any names, but there are a number of people who, when we have a Seva Saturday, which is normally the second Saturday of every month, when we have a Seva Saturday, these people come routinely and perform this volunteer service of helping. You know, the nominal period for a Seva Saturday is 10 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. There are people who come early, stay late, and work all day long and do such a lot of good work. And that they save us a tremendous amount of money in having to hire these things done. So I thank them from the bottom of my heart, not only for their dedication to the center and their love of the center and their demonstration of that, but for this tremendous amount of work that over the course of a year gets done here. And it is really quite remarkable. This shrine, for example, is maintained by volunteers because they love the center, love the shrine, and it's beautifully maintained by them. So I thank them from the bottom of my heart. So with that, are there any questions I can answer from you online? Let's have this be a conversation with anybody that's out there or anybody in the room. Anything I can answer that is a concern or a question for you.
Yeah, brother, I would like to take this opportunity and like we all know that we are having Zoom classes and it's really very tiresome to have video calls in Zoom, like many of us know. I would like to thank you for taking the video calls. Like it takes a lot of it takes a lot of energy when you go to a video call. So I really thank you for that. And I would also like to ask ask our president Shailesh to present you with the fruit basket.
Oh my. Jai Shri Ramakrishna Jai Ma. Jai Shri Ramakrishna Jai Ma. Jai Shri Ramakrishna Jai Ma. Please offer that on the shrine. Everything here that is offered to me is actually offered to Thakur Ma, Shri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother. And we then get the grace of this. We then get the grace of this, their prasad. So it is now offered to them, and they will graciously accept it. We may have confidence in that. They accept our offerings as we're told in the scriptures and by Sri Ramakrishna and Holy Mother themselves, that they gratefully accept what is offered to them, particularly when it is offered in the spirit that Sundar just offered this. So Jai Shri Ramakrishna Jai Ma, and we will be we will cheerfully accept their prasad. And we'll open that basket before this meeting ends, and people who have come can take some of this prasad themselves. And then it'll be here if people come and visit the center. It'll be here for you to take some. It's a big basket. I don't know if you I don't think you were able to see it, but it's a big basket of fruit. I have no idea because of my vision what's in it, but I know there are oranges. I can feel that. So, and those are always very welcome. So any other comments, concerns, or questions from anyone online or elsewise?
Ravi Shankar,
Yes.
you mentioned you would talk about Swami Sarvapriyanandaji's visit.
Ah, yes. Thank you. Well, let's talk about two visits. Swami Sarvadevananda is coming May 14th. He will come, his plane arrives, if he's on time, about 5 o'clock at the airport, which means he'll be here to the center sometime between 6:30 and 7. He won't have any time for anyone between then and the time that he speaks in the chapel and on Zoom at 8 p.m. that Sunday evening. There won't be any Sunday talk from me that day or anybody else, but Swami Sarvadevananda will speak at 8 p.m. in the chapel and over Zoom on mantra and initiation. The very next day at 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday the 15th of May, he will offer initiation. It looks to like at this point about 9 people have asked for Diksha, for initiation. This great grace of Sri Ramakrishna offering to unchain us and set us free. We gain the keys to his spiritual treasure box through this process of initiation. And so this is Swami Sarvadevananda. That afternoon, Monday afternoon, and Tuesday morning before he leaves, he will have time for private meetings. Please be in touch with me, and don't text me, please. Email me about your desire for a meeting with Swami Sarvadevananda. Please do not call me either, because then I have to write it down, and everything these days is difficult in that department because of my vision. So if you send an email, that will work. Now, Swami Sarvapriyananda. Swami Sarvapriyananda is coming July 7th. He again arrives at the end of the day, so there won't be any opportunity to see him at that time, but he will arrive. And then on the 8th and 9th of July, he will offer a 2-day retreat on the Ashtavakra Gita, which he has told us is one of his favorite scriptures. And so he delights in offering retreats and talks on this. He then departs on the 10th, and there won't be much time for private interaction with him, but we'll see whether his secretary, Mr. Patel, or the Swami want me to handle those meeting schedulings, or whether Mr. Patel will be the one as we get closer. What is the venue for this? We do not yet know. We've been trying various places, and it looks like we're going to have to go to a conference hotel in the area. We've tried a number of different things to try to avoid a hotel situation, but in a way, a hotel is auspicious because it allows people who fly in, and people do fly in to see Swami Sarvapriyananda. It allows them to stay at the conference hotel, and usually at a negotiated concessionary rate, so they get a break on the room rate. So that's what we know now. Stay tuned and you'll hear about it. I am inviting 4 other Swamis to come and visit with us sometime later this year or early next year. That's Swami Chandrasekharananda from the Portland Center, Swami Kripamoyananda from the Toronto Center, Swami Yogatmananda from the Providence, Rhode Island Center, and Swami Ishatmananda from the Chicago Center. These invitations will go out at the time that Swami Sarvadevananda is here, so that he can underline those invitations. I'm also inviting 3 Pravrajikas, Pravrajika Brahmaprana from Dallas, Pravrajika Vrajaprana from the Santa Barbara Convent, and Pravrajika Gita Prana from Ridgely, Vivekananda Retreat Ridgely. So those 7 monastics will be invited to schedule a guest time with us sometime in this year or early next year. The reason I have not been asking these sadhus and sadhanis to travel during the pandemic is I did not want to risk their health. I did not want to risk their health. Balakrishna Nuli just did get a very serious case of COVID. It has not gone away. We mustn't believe it's gone away. And that's why in this room, everyone who is not speaking is wearing a mask. So, and sitting far apart. And we're not having a meal for that reason. I mean, in all likelihood, Balakrishna got this virus because he does volunteer work at the Hindu Temple of Atlanta. He doesn't know where he got it, but that's the most likely place. And it is not that he was careless in any way. Of course, Dr. Nuli would not be careless. But nevertheless, he got a bad case of COVID and was quite ill. So I have not asked these sadhus and sadhanis to travel during this period when the pandemic was surging.
Shankara?
Yes,
Can I
dear.
interrupt? Somebody's got a phone in here that keeps dinging, and I wish they would, it's distracting, I wish they would turn it off.
Thank you, Tom, for mentioning that there's a phone, someone's cell phone is dinging. That's why I left mine in the monastery, so that wouldn't happen. So that answers the question about the visiting swamis that we know about and the 7 monastics that have been invited. Is there any other concern, comment, or question from anyone? All right. With that, I will close with the prayer. Dearly beloved, we are so honored to serve you in the ways that we do. We are so honored to be, as Jesus said, among those you have chosen, and that includes everyone in this room and everyone online. Ye have not chosen me, I have chosen you. Those who follow this path, those who are, particularly as Swami Prabhupada would say, those who stick on are here by the direct will of the divine being. Ye have not chosen me, I have chosen you. So it is with great gratitude and appreciation that this service is acknowledged. And every one of us who's involved is serving. This is what is meant by studying the art of spirituality together. So Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai, Durga Durga Durga. May we be safe. May we all be healthy. May we all be cheerful. May we all have peace of mind. And may we all know that we go forward in the loving and protective embrace of the divine being as our mother and father. Jai Thakur Ma.
Whether we have a board of trustees election still?
Yes, well, I'm about to vacate this seat, so you can take that.
No, I thought if you say the prayer, maybe I sign off, you know.
Say it again, Shailesh.
You know, you offered the closing prayer almost, so I hope they didn't sign off.
No, that's not the closing prayer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll offer a closing prayer, but that's the prayer that closes my report. So please do not sign off. We do indeed have a Board of Trustees election,
That's
which,
just 5 minutes, and that's a good one.
so thank you very much for your attendance here and online.
Shankaraji, Hari,
Yes, Balaji.
I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the things you do, for all of us, in spite of all your health issues. Thank you so much.
Well, Bala, for those of you who didn't hear, Bala was kind enough to thank the resident minister for the service. All I can say is what Sri Ramakrishna said: God alone is the doer. God alone is the doer. God alone is the doer. So it is a privilege to be the instrument for that doing. It is a great privilege and an honor and a cause for great gratitude to be an instrument of that doing. Thank you, Balaji, from all of us. Thakur Ma, Swamiji, Raja Maharaj, the whole crowd. Can somebody give me a hand while I get down here? Because this is the place I like that you need to be stronger. Okay, there we go. All right.
Thank you, brother.
So now the last item in this meeting we have is the Board of Trustees election. So I'm going to offer a following. So if you're listening to Brother Shankara, what he said is that we offer a whole slate of board members people who are elected to the Board of Trustees, and then we'll have nominations. So following slate of election to the Board of Trustees for 2023 and 2024, Shailesh Pawar, Neena Guzeta, Elizabeth Yates, Navin Tyagi, Balakrishna Nuli, and Cindy Kiravan to be re-elected as trustees for 1 year. And so this re-election goes for every 1 year. And Swayam Tyagi, she joined the board, I think a few months ago or last year. And so she will be elected for 3 years. And then after that, nominations will be taken from floor for election of new board member. A call is to be made for nominations from floor. If there are any, there may be a brief discussion period. Motion will be made, seconded to elect the slate offered by Shailesh Pawar. A vote will be taken by a show of hands from congregation. So, do we have any new nominations from the floor?
I think so, do we?
Yeah,
Well, I make a motion to nominate, Tom Carr.
thank you.
Anybody second me?
I
second the motion.
Okay. I spoke to Tom. Tom is a very old devotee. I know him since 2000. And so, I always would request him to consider him to be on board. And his wife, actually, Catherine, she was a trustee. She was a secretary for several years. And after she passed away, I think Tom took some time, but I'm glad we were able to talk and you agreed to be on the board. So thank you so much. Your understanding of this place, because you are involved, it's always helps to have a perspective, different perspective or an understanding to help us to take better decisions, serve, and just make the board and the understanding strong. So thank you.
Thank you.
So someone made a motion, I guess.
I did, and she seconded it.
Okay, wonderful. And a vote will be taken by show of hands from congregation. So if you agree, just raise your hand and
So the
Yeah,
whole
please.
slate is now nominated?
yes.
Well, I don't think I heard a motion for that.
I make a motion.
Yeah, she made a motion.
Well, I made a motion to nominate Tom, but now I'm making a motion to elect this wonderful slate of nominees for the next, of trustees for the next.
Thank you.
I second the motion.
Thank you.
Show of hands,
Show of hands. Thank you. Wonderful.
the hands have it.
And online, I think, can you show your hands? Thank you. Wonderful. So now the board is elected, and I think I will ask Brother Shankara to offer a closing prayer. You don't need to come up. I mean, you can just offer it from there.
Please listen to this prayer with your hearts. It is the fundamental prayer of the spiritual devotee. Om Hari Om. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Avir Moiti. Oh, dearly beloved Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. Light us through and through with thy everlasting, shining presence. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. So let us hold that prayer close to our hearts. Let us repeat it. It is the prayer that gives us access to the spiritual treasure box of the great teachers and incarnations. Our prayer is answered when we pray with sincerity, devotion, and regularity. We will be set free.
Thank you, brother. I announce the annual meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thank you.
John?
That's it, you guys. Thank you for being here. And
Can you open up?
hopefully we can have a catered meal sometime later in the year, since we didn't get to do that today, but glad y'all came. I'm gonna end the meeting now.
I thought you were not involved in the meeting. You could send an email.